my recording class before. Okay. So I'm not expecting anything as bright today because I'm kind of not feeling well today. But it's going to be good, I think. Are you on? Is this thing on? So you had your homework. Do you remember your homework? You never remember your homeworks. It was on page 20, but I'm going to do this later at the second hour. So let's start with the second unit. So we haven't started the second unit. So you see some pictures here. Do you know any of these people? Of these three hats. Do you know any of them? Yeah. None? Who is this top right one? Bill Gates. So what does this person do? Owner of Microsoft company. Yeah. I think it is like the, not the owner now. It's like the chairman, but I don't know. Okay. Do you know any of the bottom pictures? How do you know these people? Did you read? Because I didn't know these people before I read this. Okay. So the unit description says, this course is designed to familiarize the students with concepts in business management. So this is a very enjoyable topic, right? You all like business management. I expect this much. So the skills to learn this time is organizational structure. You have done organizational structure, so you did it before. What organizational structures do you remember? Yeah, what organizational structures do you remember? Like, for example, essay structures, or let's say my class, I can use a structure like that. Transitions? No, well, transitions actually show which one you use, but they're not the patterns themselves. All right. That is definitely unexpected. Okay. That is all right. We're out of batteries. Okay. If you're out of batteries, then we use the keyboard. Okay. That was totally unexpected. Can somebody go to the opposite class and borrow the smart pen? Yeah. Can you do that, please? Because this one doesn't work. Okay, so we have our boards. We were talking about organizational structures. So remember description, process, definition, classification, cause and effect, explanation, what, compare and contrast. So you remember the same routine. We had to calibrate the board in order to do what? talking about organizational structures. What soft skills are we going to learn? Recognizing multiple organizational patterns. So some of these texts or lectures, they don't only have one organizational structure. What do they have? They have multiple. Multiple means? Yeah. Multiple means more than one. Multiple structures in them. For example, let's say the introduction paragraph starts with what? Starts with a definition. Then the second paragraph talks about what? Maybe, or a problem. The next paragraph talks about the solution, and the last paragraph maybe sometimes talks about something else. Okay, so you have learned most of this, but there are some other things that you haven't done before. Presenting relationships among ideas clearly when speaking. So how do you clarify your ideas in presenting like relationships? So this is one of the things you're going to learn as an extra. So on the next page we have Bill Gates' picture here, the same picture, and there are some, you see, most of them are adjectives. They are the qualities of a leader or a businessman. So let's look at them. You know all of these? Charismatic, you know, charismatic, directive, ruthless. You all, okay. I'm really touched, okay. Sensitive, but sensitive might have different meanings, you know that? Like he's a sensitive person and being sensitive to something might be different. Okay. Communicative, you know this. Yes. Cunning? Yes. What does cunning mean? If a person is cunning, that person might deceive you. You remember the word deceive? Yeah, trick. Deceive or trick you to be successful in business. Like, he's a very cunning person. Okay. Team builder, obvious. They're obvious. Intelligent, organized. Organized might not be the same meaning as you have learned. Self-monitoring. What is monitor? No. Manage. No, it's not. Monitor. It's a verb here, not like the screen. It's very cool that you might think that it's like a monitor or showing. No, it's not. It's not actually about showing, it's about seeing. For example, monitoring, the verb is generally used in experiments. There's another word close to that, like observation. You know observe? Remember observe? Okay. Monitoring is non-stop observation. For example, in an experiment, right? You observe non-stop. What is persevering? Persevere. What? Persevere. Tough person. Yeah. Generally, people mess this up with preserve. You remember preserve? What is preserve? Preserve. Protect. Preserve means protect. Persevere means. No. means not to give up. Insist, yeah, being determined to do something. Yeah. It says continuing in spite of difficulties. Okay. So what is charisma? How do you define charisma? What is charisma? What? Very nice, copy and paste. Very nice. So, if that person has charisma, if the person is charismatic, that person can lead you to do something, can affect your thoughts, right? But if that person is not charismatic, that's not good. That's not possible. Directive. Yeah, like a leader, gives you directions how to do things. Ruthless. Ruthless. Know what it means? Sorry? Democratic? Far from it now. Like a dictator, yeah. So, ruthless means this person is not very sensitive to someone else's feelings. Doesn't care about your feelings. A very ruthless person. For example, let's talk about a manager. Sometimes managers have to take very difficult decisions, and those decisions are bad for some people, like firing some people. But if they're not ruthless, they cannot fire these people, right? So being ruthless means thinking like logical, but yeah, merciless, being merciless, that's a good word. Yeah. It says, demonstrates determination when making unpleasant decisions. Unpleasant. Communicative, communicates key information. So, what is that? Chooses the right word. For example, let's say you're a very attractive person, and like you're charismatic. Actually, if you're not communicative, you cannot be charismatic. If you choose the wrong words, then you cannot be charismatic, right? Yeah, they're interconnected. Let's say interconnected. You remember? They are connected to each other. Interconnected. Cunning. Do you think being cunning is a good quality? What? Cunning is not ethical. What? It's good for the company. Let's say you have a company, you own a company, and you are cunning and you deceive people, but then people will not buy your products. People will not do business with you. So it is not good. Being cunning is not good in the long run.
But in the auctions, you can and very well.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
In some auctions.
Auctions.
Yes. Being cunning is not good for the company.
Auctions.
Yes.
In auctions, you cannot be cunning because
You can see other people.
deceive other people.
Yes, to not buy the area or something.
Okay, I heard that by the way. Yeah. What is in the long run? What does it mean? In the long term, yeah. So in the short run, it might not be very bad. It might gain you something. You might be successful, but in the long run, you won't be. Intelligence is important, you know. Team builder, cooperation, yeah. Organized. Organized is not the same meaning that you might think. So, hardworking and very planned. No, it's about, do you remember the word foresee? Do you Remember the word foresee. But it means to be able to see the future. Like, yeah, like being visionary, being a visionary person. So, organize means plans ahead to ensure needs are met. You should be able, to foresee the future and plan the future of the company accordingly, right? And self-monitoring. Self-monitoring, what does that mean? What does that mean? To observe, but what do you observe? Industrial what? So, please can you stop being so... Thank you also for your Turkish. That's a lot more helpful. So, self-monitoring. It also includes that, but it's the ability to walk out of yourself and look at yourself. To see yourself from the outside, right? Yeah. Persevering, you remember, it means you never give up whatever the situation is. Whatever the situation is. So, which quality do you think makes a good leader or a businessman? Which quality makes a good leader or persevering, yeah. Being committed, yeah. Ruthless, evil, yeah. Cunning and ruthless, yes. Intelligent. Well, I don't think you have to be intelligent because, you can hire a SEAL. Do you know what a SEAL does? You know what a SEAL does? What does a SEAL do? A SEAL is like the babysitter of the company owner, right? Yeah, the SEAL does everything and the company owner does what? Just lean back and relax. Doesn't do anything. So the company owner does all the fun stuff, but pays a lot of money. Do you know how much are these people paid? 10,000. 10,000 is a very low one. A SEAL, generally, I think their salaries like start from like 30, 35,000 lira, which is a lot of money, I should say. So, would you consider being a CEO in the future? Doctors, dentists?
It's university they are
I think it's business management. I'm sorry? Medicine faculty CEO? No, that's not reliable. That's not reliable. Okay, anyways. So we have Linda Cook. Linda Cook is the former chief executive CEO of a large oil company. Which oil company is that? Shell, yeah. And is one of very few female leaders in the male-dominated oil industry. Male-dominated means? What? Male-dominated means man control. Right? Thank you for being my dictionary. She has been recognized as one of the world's leading female entrepreneurs. What's an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur goes into business ventures. What's a business venture? Starts a company and take risks. So what's an entrepreneur? For example, let's say I'm an entrepreneur. I have some capital, some money, and I say, for example, I should take over this company. I can make money out of it.
Investor.
Yeah, we invest money. Yeah. Entrepreneurs are investors. You remember the word invest? Yeah. They are investors. And was named the 44th most powerful woman in the world by Forbes magazine in September 2007. Wow, she's 44th most powerful, not the most powerful. You know the most powerful woman in the world? Angela Jolie? Merkel. Is she like the most wealthy woman? Amazon. You mean the Amazon company or Amazon woman like Junior? Okay, interesting. Very interesting. She's a member of the board of directors. Board of directors is like this school also. This university has board of directors. They decide, they make important decisions. Okay, Boeing company. What company is Boeing? What do they do?
Airlines, like
They build planes. Yeah. Okay, you see a very charming picture of Linda Cook here. She's not the CEO of Shell Canada. I'm going to read it, or does anyone else want to read it? Okan, do you want to read it? But you are too silent for this. Maybe you try to sound like higher and do it. Again? Maybe. Okay.
In July 2003, Linda Cook arrived in
Calgary.
Begin her new job as CEO of Shell Canada Ltd.
Limited. LTD, yeah.
The new job made her the first woman ever to head a major integrated oil and gas company. At the age of 45, she was the youngest CEO ever to lead Shell Canada. She has been a rising star since joining the Shell Oil Company in 1980 as a reservoir engineer after graduating with a degree in petroleum engineering from the University of Kansas. She has been described by colleagues as personable and as a great communicator. She is also known for her efficiency. Within the oil and gas industry, she is known for her high energy and sound business judgment. She has a reputation for dealing well with customers, extracting value by offloading faltering assets.
We will discuss this vocabulary.
And persevering on complex projects. She described herself as a team player, saying, "I like in the end to move forward as a team with important decisions we have made and expect people to stand behind them. I have high standards and expectations in terms of performance and delivery against targets, including for myself."
Yeah. So, do you remember these words for a leader? Which ones do you think apply to this woman? Do you think she is ruthless? Do you think she is ruthless? She's intelligent. You can see it from her eyes. Yeah? Is there anything to suggest? Is there anything here to suggest that she's ruthless? She worked for an oil company. Is there anything to suggest that she was cunning? Is there anything to suggest that she was cunning? I mean, she's cunning. She's not dead. It's not cunning. It's being intelligent. So working for an oil company, I think she must be cunning. All right. So do you think oil companies are pure, like ethical and So which ones do you see here? Persevering on complex projects. So yeah, she's persevering. Is she self-monitoring? Is she self-monitoring?
Yes.
Yes, she is. And expect people to stand behind them. What is it? We have made and expect people to stand behind them. Important decisions.
She's a team builder.
A team builder, yeah. And she's charismatic, right? She can make people do things. Okay, alright. Okay, now look at these new keywords here. Delivery against targets, extracting value, faltering assets, offloading, a rising star, sound business judgment. So without looking at dictionaries, don't look at your dictionaries. You see definitions are next to them. Can you try to match them so we can discuss what these words mean? You know delivery, you know targets, you know what extract means, extract? Extract, for example, do you use WinRAR on your computers? You extract files. Or, for example, you have like a juice creamer, like orange. You have orange, you extract its juice out of it. Offload. Load. Offload, yeah. It means like, for example, you have a, let's say, hot air balloon. You know hot air balloons? And at a point you realize that it's too heavy. You offload the things, yeah. You get rid of the things. Offloading is technically getting rid of things. What does sound mean? Is it like music, sound management? Oh yeah. What? What does sound mean? What is that? Here's an adjective. A sound plan. What's that?
Green.
I'm sorry?
Green.
Green?
Green.
Great.
Great.
Great. Well, sound things are great, but they don't mean great. So it's like unshakable. You cannot, destroy them. Like they are. For example, this building is sound. Yeah. This wall is not very sound. At least the columns are strong. Yeah, they are sound.
Strong.
Yeah, they're strong. Yeah, strong is the word. Sound business judgment. Which one's better? Diner is the best. So who keeps playing with these? Are you done? Finished? So things that used to make money that are now losing money. It's faltering assets. Falter means falter is a verb. To falter, what? Means, no, it means to be unsuccessful. Unfalter, yeah. So, asset, what's an asset? Asset is anything that supports you. For example, you have valuable assets.
Bank account.
A bank account is an asset, yeah. Or support you. They're your possessions. What's a faltering asset? So let's say you have a company. You have a company, like a small company. You cannot sell the products. So it's unsuccessful. It's a faltering asset. So you're losing money. Yeah. So what does she do? Things that used to make money that are now losing money. Yeah. It's a faltering asset. The ability to make logical decisions about business. Sound business judgment. Yes. Selling off financially weak companies or divisions of companies. That's offloading, getting rid of them. Like the hot balloon example. Do you remember that? The balloon is here. Offloading. Someone who is doing well at work and being promoted. A rising star. Yeah. It's a bright person. The ability to get things done after you said you would do them. Deliberate against targets. So it's like you say, I'm going to do this, and you do it. You deliver the thing. Right? Finding the financially strong elements in a weak company. Yeah, it's like that. For example, can you get orange juice from orange without making a hole or something? You cannot. So it says this person knows how to extract value from companies. For example, let's say you have a company that is not doing very well, right? And what you do, you find ways to make money. So you extract value from them, right? Do you understand that? Really? Okay, it says previewing the academic skill focus. Let's see what our focus is today. Most academic texts are expository in nature. In nature, is it like a documentary movie? In nature, these animals look like this. Is it like that? In their natural? No. This is not like a...
It's being generally.
Yeah, in general, their nature is like this. That is, which you never use, they are written to provide information. So, most academic texts are written to provide you information. So they are expository. As you read books and articles and listen to lectures, you will discover that the texts are often organized in similar patterns. What's a pattern? How something is organized. It's a pattern. So it repeats. So you should look for, in academic texts, you should look for an expository what? Pattern. Recognizing patterns of organization can help you predict and anticipate what you will read or hear next, which can make your readings faster and your listening easier. So if you understand what pattern there is in the text, you understand that better. You have a better understanding of the message. If you change the page, so patterns of organization, description text, definition text, process text, cause and effect text, advantages, disadvantages text, problem solution text, compare and contrast text. Is there any of these that you don't know? You know all these, right? Okay. So, the author's purpose to describe something is description. To define a term, for example, in a dictionary, is it description or definition? It's definition. Because description tells how something is and definition says what something is. That is the difference. Process how something is done. In detail. It is very close to description, but in process there is more detail, right? Cause and effect, the cause of something and the result of something. Advantages, disadvantages, very obvious. Problem solution, yeah, the problem. Is it a problem solution text? Does it have to be a problem in the past or a possible problem? And the solution, does it have to be a past solution or a possible solution? Can it not be like a solution in the past? Just like this company had this problem and they did this to solve the problem. Is it still a problem solution? Or is it like a description?
No.
Do you understand? Do you want me to repeat it? I say, you read something. It says, this company had this problem. But they did this, and it was a solution, they solved the problem. Is it still a problem solution text, or is it a description text?
Problem solution.
What do you say?
Past should be a solution.
Should offer solutions. So that is the purpose. Okay, I'm asking you now. Who says it's a description text? You only? Like the you? Who says it's a problem solution text? But some of you doesn't think about it, which pains me deeply. So what's the? It's like telling a story, isn't it? So it's a description, but some texts might be seen as problem solution paragraphs. So there isn't a clear distinction about it. But I say, my opinion is they are descriptions. So let's look at the first organizational pattern. It says description. Introduce the person or thing you want to describe. Provide details that describe the person or thing and summarize them. So this is that one. What about B? Describe the situation, explain the problem, describe the solution, explain the results. Problem solution. What about C? Compare and contrast. You see there are two sides of the box, the chart and yeah. So it's a block style, one of them, and point by point organization. These are just like that. Can I just take Is it break time? I think it's been more than 30 minutes, right? Isn't it? So, it was supposed to be shut off. Okay, let's go over this very fast. The organizational pattern for D is introduce a term to be defined and classify the term, provide a definition. What about E? It's a process because there are steps. And F? Yeah, that's right. And what about G? Cause and effect. Very good.